depending on how their time is managed in recent weeks. Heartbreaking reports have surfaced. Young girls falling prey to sexual predators, boys lured into gangs or substance abuse, children's left home alone with access to unfiltered internet, and in some rural areas and urban cities, they are exposed to hard labor instead of arrest. These are not stories from afar, they are realities in our towns, our neighborhoods, and our communities. The big questions becomes, what guides can parents follow? What choices should families make? What kind of activities and structure can offer children to keep them safe, engaged, and growing in the right path? The program is Women and Leadership on Canal International. We'll be right back just after the jingle. And our topic for today is holidays, children, what protective guide, what activities, what choices, budgeting, and a lot more. The role of mothers, especially. And if you've ever missed our past editions, you can go to our YouTube page. You type Canal International, you type Women and Leadership, you type the thematic of the day. I can watch all our past editions and let the conversation begin just after the jingle. Like in every other edition, we always invite the right women for the thematic of the day, women that can diagnose the thematic and help empower women out there. Yes, that's why we are here today, and we've invited just the right resource person for today's thematic. And I'll start with the person that is very close to my right. She is a Tengeneng Ojong Epuz Mark Deep Dori. She is a principal of government bilingual high school Mabanda in Douala, Cameroon. Madam Principal, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
I'm sure it's the first time I invite you in the program, like talking about women, impacting women and the rest.
Yes.
And what do you do daily besides being principal? What do you do? Do you have a particular touch for women, let's see, or bringing up girl children, like trying to mentor them?
I'm a mother, so it starts right from the home and at the level of the school, knowing that it's a very, very populated area that we get ourselves involved. Thank you.
All right, we equally have Pastor Mrs. Bison Karin Agbo, principal of Monso Bilingual Secondary School, Bonoberry, Douala, Cameroon. And I'm tempted to ask her, because she's wearing multiple caskets, maybe it's better you tell us who exactly you are and the different caskets you're putting on.
Thank you very much, Madam Maureen. The attire I'm putting on, it's a mentorship program that the Bisons, I'm a co-founder because it's my husband and I. So I am a co-founder, and we mentor youths, boys and girls on a lot of life activities, a lot of daily life activities.
All right, thank you so much. We'll be talking more about what you do daily as mother to protect our children out there. Children, sometimes it's not from your own womb, but have children around our environment, your community, and how you do to protect them from harm during this long vacation. We equally have Dr. Ekwale Emilia. She is principal of government bilingual high school, Bonasama, still in Douala, Cameroon. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you, Madam.
All right, you are a principal of a school, you're a mother, and you talk daily to women. Now, what are the problems that women tell you, or girls, when you talk to them? What do you always hear?
Most of the problems the girls tell me, especially in school and even my girls in the house, is the pressure from boys, really. I was passing on this street, this boy was telling me I'm beautiful. I told the boy, I know I'm beautiful. And I walked away. I said, good.
All right, so, it means the education you have given to your girls, at least they are confident, they know who they are. A man should not tell them that you're beautiful, because you've trained them well, and to have that self-confidence anywhere they move, right? We'll talk more about that because we're talking about children. We equally have Vera Ebots Atanga. She is a founder of Rainbow Kids Academy in Amakepe, still in Douala, Cameroon. Now, how are you doing, Vera?
Thank you very much.
This is the first time inviting you on the program, women.
Yeah.
Now, how do you do?
Very much well. Thank you very much.
What do you do daily? Besides being the founder of a school, what are the different caskets you wear? I would like to know.
Oh, first and foremost, I would like to say it's a privilege for me to be here to share ideas with these powerful women. Daily, I wear many caskets daily. Aside being a founder of a school and an administrator, I am also an elder in the church. I am the vice chairperson of my congregation in Bipanda. I worship with the PCC. Okay. And I am also the secretary for CWF in the East Mongo South Presbytery.
That's quite much that you do daily.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're in contact with mothers, with women every day.
Yeah, so I'm always between school and the church.
All right. So I'm sure you will have to tell us how you create time for the kids at home now that they're on holidays. I know it's not an easy, it's not an easy job, and that's what we're talking about today. I will we'll be having Sir Maureen Sindo. She is a teacher, mathematics, future vice president of Reset the Mind. I think it's an association. When she comes up, she'll tell us more about it. But now, I think it's time for us to get into the core of the subject, and we are talking about long vacation, children, how should mothers protect children during this period of long vacation, but it's already 3 months, and it started already in the month of May. Because to watch this story by Lato Cynthia, she's like painting a picture of what the children are doing on holidays, some of the exposures or the risk that children are exposed to during this long vacation. We'll have some incidences in some towns across Cameroon. What she'll be reporting. Let's watch. We'll be right back just after the jingle.
A seemingly innocent biscuit sold by a known vendor led to a tragedy. 2 school children died and over 100 others were hospitalized, victims of a mass food poisoning incident. The director of Lakentini Hospital confirmed 105 cases. A rapid response team was dispatched under the health minister's orders. But what remains clear is this: children are making food choices alone, unsupervised and exposed to risk. In Obala, 7-year-old Trinité Mono, son of political analyst Aristide Mono, died after falling into an abandoned pit barely hours after being dropped off at his grandmother's.
I had barely turned my back to continue on my campaign in the West when I was called and told that the child I had just dropped off had fallen into an abandoned pit and had died.
There are also disturbing cases in missing children. Across the country, many have been reported during school breaks, like Kamchemeve, 3 years old on holidays in Douala, missing for 24 hours. Her photo circulated online. Her family pleaded for help. She was found dead in Aquanor. No details yet on how she died, but her story is another crack in the system where vulnerable children disappear in plain sight with little warning and fewer answers. Across cities like Douala, Bamenda and Boya, the streets are full of child hawkers. Instead of holiday rest or structured play, many children are sent out to sell plantains, groundnut, sweets, or tissue paper. Child hawking may bring small income, but it exposes them to incidents, predators, and abuse. Some are sent out by struggling parents, others by guardians who see them as a source of income. With unsupervised time, some children fall into street gangs, drug use, or become victims of rape and violence. The stories are heartbreaking. The patterns are repeating. The holidays, a time of joy and relief for many children, but when structure disappears and supervision is lost, the holidays can become dangerous, even deadly.
And welcome back. I will start with the pastor that is right beside me, Pastor Karen. How does it feel like spending vacation, a long vacation with kids? Because I'm asking this question because there are a lot of parents out there when it's long vacation, it's like, the children are already boring. Where do I keep the children? How do you feel? How does it feel to be at home with kids at this point in time?
Thank you very much. With my portfolio as a pastor, there is a lot that I always, especially my own children, they do. They go to church more often than before, because normally we know church is all on Sunday. We have activities in church, like they can get into music and they can get into other stuffs that they have time to do, because when it is school time, they don't have enough time to go into enough biblical studies. So we take this period for some of the biblical studies. And the other older children that I have are people who are always, they are skillful, and they tell me they cannot stay in the house because they'll be bored, and they are into their small businesses.
Okay, Dr. Ekwale, how does it feel to have children at this time at home with you? Because I know what mothers are feeling the pinch right now.
Thank you very much, Madam Maureen. It's quite a pleasure to have them at home during the holidays. But by God's grace, we develop all kinds of strategies. We give them house chores to do. We allow them follow certain programs over the television. The ones that are bigger a bit, like the girls, we allow them, like I allow the girls, there are 2 big girls in my house. I allow them learn how to do hair and nails in the neighbor just opposite, so that we can survey them very well, so that...
But how does it feel? How do you feel? Is it a boring period for mothers, or how should mothers accept this period?
It's quite boring, because you need to shout, stop, don't do this. Then I ask you to dry clean the floor. Why have you not boiled the rice? So, you keep talking, you are on your nerves, but that's part of the upbringing.
All right, Madam Ojong, is it the same thing with you, having kids at this point in time? Maybe by you, is it a normal thing for you? How is it at home? How does it feel?
So me, I feel it's a big pleasure to have these children at home at this moment, because most of the time you are out, they are out. So this is the only moment that we can spend quality time with the children.
A mother should sit and bond. This is a period where you can really sit, have spend quality, try to bond with the children. Vera, is it the same thing with you?
Apparently, at first, when schools just closed, I was so excited to have them around. But now I feel like it's a little bit boring, because I feel like they need to do something skillful. Once their hands are not on deck, they begin to do some very weird things that keeps my mind worried. So apparently, before I came here, before I left the house today, I was like, when I come back, I'm going to look for some of these holiday workshops and all of that, and enroll them there, because me living now and leaving them at home, I feel like before I go home,
but you can afford that. There are a lot of parents out there who cannot afford paying those extra curricular, how do I call it,
activities
for the children during this point in time, Pastor.
Very correct, very correct. There are parents that are not really up to the task, and they even send the children out there to do something to help them back when they're going back to school.
And those are the type of parents I'm talking about, because when I look at, maybe I always take the case of buy and sell and say those struggling women who struggle all day. How will she cater for those children, Pastor, during this time of holiday?
It's not really easy, because the food they eat is more, and everything they are doing is doubled. If they were washing their clothes maybe 2 times in a week, they wash it every day. Their people want to wash every day. And for a normal economic home, average home, to be doing that, it will be too costly for her. So it is hectic, and it is cumbersome to have the children at home.
And then the budgeting, has the budgeting changed this time around? Is it the same budget when the children?
I believe strongly that the budgeting has not changed.
Why?
Because in the morning there's breakfast. The same thing when they were going to school, they see breakfast, and then when they close, there's lunch, and in the evening, there's dinner.
For some of us, my own case is different. I have children who are in boarding schools. I think budgeting has changed.
Yeah,
because in the month they eat a lot. They eat.
That's why I wanted to ask Prince Pauljon that it doesn't mean that the fact that they're at home now they don't eat more than what they used to eat when they were at school.
They eat, but to me, it's all pleasure.
No, they don't.
I'm talking about, because there's a whole lot of complaints right now from mothers, especially on the budget.
Honestly, they eat and forget us. Before we are back, they must have finished everything. So you find yourself getting into the kitchen at odd hours to cook, so that they get to eat supper. So the budgeting has changed. You find yourself buying things that you're not supposed to buy. For instance, beverages. we used to use a container of needle per se in 2 weeks, but now in 3 days it's all finished. So the budget, you find yourself buying and replenishing, it has all changed. Because yes.
All right, but doctor, is it the same thing? In terms of budgeting, if you had a budget,
has changed, not by decreasing, but by increasing. Because the 3 times they used to eat, they'll end up eating maybe 5 times.
6.
And they'll buy this.
So as a mother, how should your mother prepare her budgeting at this point in time? Principal.
Budgeting.
Because a whole lot of problems right now. It's a whole, and it breaks homes.
True.
The budgeting this time around is supposed to be done before now. Yes, because
That's planning ahead of time.
Ahead of time, because at the beginning we knew that these children are going to come. So what were we thinking? We know that when they come, there must be breakfast, there must be this and that. So to me, it's a matter of budgeting.
Pastor?
It's not easy, I will not tell a lie. Especially when you have a family where that is too big and you need to take other people, not only your own children. It is not easy at all. Yes. There is so much to be done in terms of budgeting, and if the men also can understand, because it's not only a woman's thing, let the women to try to cut down on their own personal cost so that we can meet up with these budgets. If not, it will not be easy. So if you were doing your hair and all of that for, let me say, you have to reduce it into even 3/4, use now 1/4 so that the rest can go into food, so that everything can move well in the house. If not, there will be problems because that's increased.
Now, from reports on the field, we already have a feel the repercussions of holidays on children. We have children like a newborn that were intoxicated, almost 105. We have a man that left his child on holiday, and the next day he was called that the child had fallen into a well. Now, do you think it is necessary at this point, or during long vacation, what are choices you make when you send children away from you? Should a child go on holiday from your home, or do you keep the child in your home?
It's looking at our schedules.
When you get these stories, how do you feel?
I feel so bad. I feel so insecure. As a mother, I feel so hurt because, you know, when you lose a child, I mean, you think of all the sufferings and all of that. So I don't subscribe to the fact that parents should send your children on holidays. I think that.
Why?
I think that parents at this point in time during holidays should be more careful, put an eye, and try to monitor the excesses of the children, because you may send a child on holidays. You're not versed with the environment. Even if they go to family, for instance, you do not know the people that come around the houses and all of that. So I feel so uncomfortable.
I'm saying Pastor is struggling to disagree.
Yes, so I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that. I just want to be with my kids, raise them, and
all right.
see
What if your mother asks you to send the children for her to stay in the village?
They've asked.
It's your mother. You know her very well.
Yes.
You know the environment.
They've asked that I should send the children to Ikumbe. Imagine. I'm sorry to say it.
All right, Pastor. Before we get to Doctor and Principal.
I was a little bit trying to disagree, because when you bring forth children, and when you're raising them, and you're sure of the education you've given your children, no matter what age, when the child is out there, you just do a little bit of follow-up maybe, and it depends on the kind of person you're sending your child to. So you need to be, because I tell parents, when you keep on keeping the children with you, tomorrow you may not be there, and they'll need to be mixing with other people. What becomes of them in future? So holding the child back from mixing with the other outside world because of insecurities, everywhere there's insecurity.
All right, Dr. Ekwala, do you have to send your children away from you during long vacation? Is it a choice? What choice do you make there?
In my case, children instead come. Like now I have 10 in my house. Relatives' children come and join mine. So I've never had an occasion where I send mine out.
Because the relatives know where you live, they know you, they know the environment, and they trust you. Now, what if you have to make a choice where you live? Maybe you have a family members. Is it easier for you to send your children this? They won't look at today's context, hardship. Is it easier for you to just send a child on holidays somewhere, to a friend, to an uncle, to a sister?
Yes, it will be difficult.
Why?
Because of the insecurity. But on the other hand, just like
now, when you talk
Pastor
about
said,
insecurity, what do you mean here?
insecurity, I'm not talking of the socio-political problem per se. I'm talking of the pressure, peer pressure on the children, talking on the opposite sex pressure on the children and all of that. So that is what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's not quite easy.
But most of us, I mean, when we're growing up, Principal Ojong, did you spend all your time with your parents? Were you not doing, there were periods in your life where your parents sent you on holidays?
Yeah, that's true, but I'm sure these are not more the same.
Okay, the context is different today.
Yes.
Now, what was the experience before?
Before, it was total pleasure. You could send them to the village. You said they should go and learn the dialect. They should go and do this, learn how to go do and do some farming. But today is totally different. In the sense that I will still call the word the children are not secured. Especially, you are sending a child to a home that you are not versed with. You don't even know. In your home, they might be prayerful. That way, are they praying? What type of programs are watched in that house and in your own house? Well, it depends on all of these children. Like mine, they have never loved to go somewhere.
Now, is that the training you give them?
Yes.
What if your brother insists that send the children to me, you have a problem with your brother because you're not sending? Why you receive, I don't want to send your own kids?
I'm not forcing them to send. Yes, I'm not.
Can't deny.
No, I can't deny to send. But the problem is, my own children will not love to go out. Yes.
Why?
I don't know. Mommy will go there. They might maltreat us. We might not eat what we want, and all of that.
It means they have the liberty in your house. What if you're not there tomorrow? Is that a training? Because I want mothers, I want us to educate mothers out there.
Yeah.
I'm sure giving them a training is
that the best option, keeping the child with you?
To me, is the best option.
Nowadays.
To me.
In today's context, right?
Yes.
You're taking today's context,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But
It's not the
what
best.
if you are not there tomorrow? We're coming to you, Pastor. What if you're not there tomorrow?
If I'm not there tomorrow, they have already grown that self-esteem. They know that they are with me. It doesn't mean that I do everything for them. They are those, you know that you have to do this, you have to do that. So they are already armed for that. Even if I'm not there, I travel. Whenever I'm not there, they are still at home. They take care of each other. So I don't see any problem in this.
Pastor, you're trying to disagree with what she's saying?
I still disagree because the world is the way it is, and parents who are even too secured are the ones whose children are out there doing the worst of all. So I still want to beg that if there is a means where you can, because when you allow children mingle with other children, that's when you best know the child, aside from the school environment. When your children mix with other people's children in the family, then you can best ascertain how your education you have given on your child, because for a child being with you every time, I don't think you best know that child, because children are the way they are. And also, one of the main reasons of divorce out there is because the children, the women, the girls that go into marriages were so used to their mother's homes, so used to their father's homes, and they don't take shit, because my mother will always do this for me and my parent, and when they go out there, it becomes so difficult. Some of the cases we have had out there. So I really want to beg on parents, holding the child, you must not send the child out for all the whole holidays. No, you can send for like maybe a month and the children come back. Just that changing of the environment is very important for the child. And nobody sends the child to where the person is not used to. You must send to the environment.
You're sending to the environment, you know. You're not sending the child to a stranger.
Yes, because if you can accept.
Pastor, I beg to disagree with you. You know, recently, I just told you that recently I stopped sending my children for holidays, because in the past, I used to send them and the insecurities around them. I have a daughter who is 12, but she looks like she's 16. And when she goes for holiday, she'll be like, Mom, sometimes when Aunt sends us to go and buy something from the shop, we have these guys calling, you know, and I start imagining things, you know, and even my husband is not so comfortable, especially there was a day she called and gave that complaint. My husband was like, send back my daughter. Send my, you know, I used to trust the environment I sent her for holidays, but I mean, I started having those weird feelings when I imagine a 12-year-old, and then I start having some kind of imagination. I'm like, okay, no, to save myself from all of this stress, let me keep my children and put an eye on them.
Madam Vera, what you are saying is very true.
Yes.
I had that experience, which is not even outside, but within.
Yes.
A child goes for holidays in a house, and one of the males, the boys in that house, had to, I mean, in the night would form
Sexually abused the
I'm
child,
telling
or
you.
assaulted the child.
Yes. And the next day, the child said, I can no more stay.
You know.
So it's a house I know very well, but it didn't come from.
You see, and then
outside.
trauma sets in.
That's true.
And
So what's the best option here? Parents, mothers should stay with your kids, but in a context where mothers are out there every day looking for money. Is it possible? Yes, I want you to say something.
Now, the best option is that parents should keep their kids.
They should.
Again, economically, there are parents who cannot keep their children because their level of finance is low. They cannot keep their children. They have to send them for holidays. There, I will not refuse, but they should make sure they give an underlining education to their children so that when the children have received this kind of education, if a boy talks to you, this is how you are supposed to behave, this, that, if the house you are going, give a helping hand to do this, the children will go there and apply. Because then, economically, we are talking, you might be financially viable, I might be viable.
Okay.
Pastor might be viable, madam might be viable, but there are parents. When these children all come on holidays, it's not easy for them. She is already there in the market doing buy and sell them, she cannot cope up. And then she has to send. But the underlying education she has been giving her children, we have to play powerfully at that time.
I look at it a bit different. When you are sending your children, you are not shifting your responsibilities to the other
You've
home.
had them for
I'm
9
sure
months.
it's a bit expensive to me. When I'm sending these children, I must make sure that they have this, so that they should not go lacking. So when you say that they are not financially viable, if you are not financially viable, that is the more reason you stay with your child. Because they will understand you. They know that even if whatever mama will manage, we are going to eat. Not to go somewhere, you don't also know the situation, you don't know extra how many. If you say, yes, mama, I'm sending my children, yes, I'm sending, yes. Finally, you just said here that you have about 10. That is a big
All right,
number.
if we're keeping back the children, if we're keeping them with us, how do we protect them?
Okay.
Because that's another issue. Keeping the children at home, but how do you protect them when you leave for work? What attention, how much attention do you give the kids, Pastor?
Keeping them at home. I'm not even at home when it's even holidays. I'm even outside there because I'm not just a pastor. I'm not just a school principal. I'm also an entrepreneur. I do sell other things. So I'm not even at home.
Yeah, because keeping them at home is a good thing. Yes, but how do you protect them, even at home?
Even at home, I just, for example, like I said, I'm living with my daughter, and she's not at home. She's not at home because she insisted that she wanted to do a trade, and I could not hold her back. So by the house, there's an off license there, and she's there. She said she will prepare food and go there. And one thing about her is that I'm not scared because I know the child I've trained.
Okay.
She's out there and I'm not scared.
Okay.
Everything feedback gets back to me, so that's all.
All right, now I want to ask Vera, you wanted to add something?
Yes. When they say keeping at home, I'm not sure they mean that we should lock them in the house. No, that's not what we mean here. Keeping them at home means that they are with us, which means beside them being at home, there are other things they can be doing at home.
Get them busy.
Yes, keep them busy. Their games,
Their jobs,
like you said, somebody said here about learning a trade concerning nails. That's it, keeping them at home. It doesn't mean that we are locking them in the house and before going out.
Because you have some mothers that children on holidays have abandoned the children to themselves. They don't really check out and see what the children are doing. Even if they are home, something can be happening in your home, I don't know. And you're not even aware, because you don't do your checks. Now, I want to ask Vera, now what are those common dangers that children face during long holidays like now?
Common dangers. One, like Mama just said, peer pressure. Like, even though we say we want to...
Peer pressure, like the child is going, I should know who the child is going out with.
Yes, even though we say we want to equip them, but you know, it's also obvious that when you send them to those to where they're going to learn skills, they'll make friends, obviously, and they might be tempted to start learning things. You see,
so the risk is still there.
The risk is still there. In as much, I was just going to say, as an elder, I was just going to say, okay, the only thing is just to pray for the children, but let's be realistic. the risks are still there, and they are enormous because the children are so how would I put it? They're hyper, they're anxious. They are not. These children of this generation
They
are
want to
not
experience
like
everything.
they want to experience everything. They don't. They want to know how some things operate. So they are exposed to the digital world. They are exposed to other things. They are exposed to. So, what was that question again? What did you say?
That like how do you keep an eye? What are the common problems or what are the common dangers, the risks that children face during holidays?
They will likely face.
Yes.
One.
Because I want us to state those things because there are some mothers who don't know that children on holidays, but they are exposed to a lot of things.
One, peer pressure, the kind of company they keep can influence them into doing some things that are into things that are detrimental to their well-being. Second of all, when we are not there, the things they watch on TV, trust me, every child wants to be a happening child. Every child wants to know the things that, in fact, they want to be unvogue. Like they want to know what is trending. So sometimes you see them, even when you come back from work, I had my son. I'll give you an example. I came back one day and my son was like, "Mommy, I want to show you what my sister was doing." He came with the phone and my daughter was on TikTok. Like seriously, where did you come from with this thing? How did you know? So the things they watch on TV, the films, video choices and all of that, also it's a kind of negative influence somehow. I'm not saying all the programs are bad, but I think we also have to keep an eye on the kind of programs they watch.
Okay.
Yes. Second of all, our neighborhoods too. We have children who are growing, you must have those guys that are logging around and putting an eye on them. When you're not there, they could sneak. And our children could be the ones to open the door for them. So those are the kind of dangers they are also exposed to.
Now, what are the red flags here in terms, what red flags should parents quickly identify, especially during this long vacation on children?
Behavioral patterns.
All right.
Changes in behavioral patterns.
All right, doctor?
Some of the red flags are the changes we observe in the children. Some are becoming very, very excited and all of that. Like the two girls I told you, I sent them to learn how to make hair and nails just opposite the house opposite. They say, "Oh, there is a bar at the corner. They are even selling beer." That's what is your problem with beer? Do you drink beer? What's your concern about beer? You understand? The red flag is that.
From the way she speaks, the red flag is always there. The
can,
mother is visualized.
You can identify the way the child speaks, the kind of things
composure
the child likes.
Sometimes an open child becomes a shy one. But what has happened that this child is no more as open as they used to be.
Even their language change.
Okay.
They will get
She says to me they will get.
So at this point in time, what should mothers do? Because we're trying to build mothers out there. We're trying to impact them, ensure that they have these protective guides on how to put an eye on their kids during this long vacation. How should she do it? That is different from what she used to do. Principal Ojo, before I come to Doc.
Yes, there should be some impromptu back home. Don't just abandon the house and you go. Once in a while, if they know that mama goes at 7 to come back at this hour, try to change it. So that when you come, when they least expect you, at least you are going to see what they are doing.
All right. Doctor?
Yeah,
There are a ton of protective guides here for mothers.
Yes. So the only thing I can say, we keep advising. It's not scolding. It's like you are discussing with another adult. Advice, do like this, do this, don't do. And above all, pray. And pray very hard.
But you should pray while watching at the child, Pastor. It's not just about prayers.
You pray while watching at the child.
While watching at the child.
Yes, you pray while watching at the child, and the most essential, I always state, is the realities of life. Some things you can pray about them, but some you need your action, which means you need to be there 24/7, not at home, but you have some measures that when you come back as a mother, our instinct is very high. You can easily depict a child as even deviating from what you've trained. So I urge parents to do their best to try to know the children they have in their houses and try to put up little, like they have baking skills, because I think mothers more, especially are the ones who can train their children. Yes.
Because when you see mothers here,
yes, mothers are the ones to do their
Mm-hmm.
best on their children. They have cooking skills. You have small games that you do that are educative at home that you yourself, you take part, and because you cannot be a good teacher without being the first example. So I think that mothers should step up their A game on the children. Yes, that's what
I wanted to add that on top of praying and getting them busy, I think you should also monitor. You need to monitor, especially their phones, because you know we give them phones. Look and monitor. Look at the things.
Is it because it's long vacations that you give your child a phone, a smartphone?
If it's
because the child is out of school.
No, that's not even the reason. It's a digital world, and it's also obvious that sometimes you may go out there, you're hooked up, or there's a program that has taken you your entire day. You need to call to
have
find
normal
out.
Phones.
Yes, even with normal phones, you need to monitor. The
I'm
numbers
sure
they
the
call,
phones will
the chats.
There are apps. There are apps.
apps.
The phones.
Yes, you need to
parental
I think the
control.
phone too needs age, please. Yeah, I think the phone needs age. It's not because it's a normal world that every child has to have a phone. Because I see children of about
That's what I'm asking. That
yes, of about 5, 6, 7. They already have phones, and the parents are like, yes, it's a modern world. It's a modern world. That's why the modernity is increasing on
If
daily
a child
basis.
is going to the university,
They need a phone.
they need a phone.
Yes.
But anything below university, no phone.
Thank you.
I don't look at it that way.
No,
The house has a phone.
we disagree.
I don't look at it that way.
I buy your idea.
No.
My daughter only had a phone after advanced level.
What if the children are endangered? They can use the phone to call you. It's
If there's
essential.
one phone in the
house.
one, they will use that of their friends.
Friends.
Okay. So the phone issue still comes in.
Yeah,
Yes.
it comes in.
What about mothers who cannot afford?
That is a problem. And now I want us to watch this other report which shows a family on holidays in the west region of Cameroon. They are all choked up in a home, but carrying out different activities. Let's watch. We'll be right back just after the jingle.
It's afternoon and Mami Ero, as she's affectionately called, is getting ready to serve lunch to her customers in this neighborhood in Yaoundé. Besides her, Benjamin carefully handles the plates. This is how the devoted mother keeps her youngest child occupied during the school holidays.
Ils sortent avec les archives pour les vendre. Dès qu'ils rentrent, ils gardent les 500. Pendant les vacances, ils vont me donner au moins 30 000. Et j'ai complet maintenant pour payer les pensions.
Across Cameroon and far from income-generating activities, some parents opt to keep their children at home. For them, the holidays are not a time for rest, but rather a moment to recognize daily routines and responsibilities. To reorganize daily routines and responsibilities.
Quand elle se lève le matin, elle prend le petit déjeuner, elle commence à jouer.
Ils ont le temps de s'amuser, on s'entretient de temps en temps.
Ils font la cuisine. Le jour où il y a de l'argent, on les amène au manège.
Pour qu'ils ne se baladent pas trop, on essaye de mettre les ting-tings parce que c'est ce que les enfants aiment bien.
Je n'aime pas qu'ils se baladent ou bien qu'ils fassent des bêtises, déranger les voisins. Je les occupe avec la télé.
Comme il y a les jeux là-bas, la GP là, je vais aller l'inscrire là-bas pour qu'ils s'épanouissent aussi.
Testimonies reveal a clear trend. Holidays are no longer necessarily spent at an uncle's or aunt's house. Increasingly, parents are choosing structured approach to managing school breaks.
Actuellement, ce n'est plus comme avant. À l'époque, on envoyait les enfants en vacances chez les frères, chez les oncles. Mais avec les dépravations de mœurs, aujourd'hui, on garde nos enfants.
Keeping children at home all day comes with its own set of challenges. More meals must be prepared, schedules must be adjusted, and vigilance must be heightened, especially with the older children who need to be purposefully engaged.
Les vacances scolaires dans nos domiciles sont assez compliquées. Compliquées surtout pour ceux qui ont encore les tout petits, parce que vraiment ce n'est pas évident. Il faut mettre de l'ordre à tout moment. Il faut qu'il y ait des aînés, il faut prendre des dispositions qu'il y ait des aînés à la maison.
Clarice, a mother of 3, says since the holidays began, her grocery bills have nearly doubled as the pressure to provide engaging activities for children adds to the financial burden other than feeding them.
Au niveau de la ration, on ne peut même pas parler. Parce que même si on te rationne même par jour 5 000, tu ne peux pas préparer une bonne nourriture jusqu'à on mange. Le matin, ils prennent leur petit déjeuner 14h, ils mangent le soir, ils mangent avant de dormir.
For many Cameroonian families, the school holidays are no longer a time for leisure, but a season of adaptation.
Welcome back. This time around we have Maureen Sindo. She is a mathematics teacher and the vice president of Reset the Mind. What's Reset the Mind? What's it all about?
Thank you very much, Sister Maureen. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be in this platform. Reset the mind. When you get the word reset the mind, reset the mind simply means to renew, renew your mind, renew your mind, because if your mind is not renewed, you will not have good thought. You can be thinking of something, but if you don't renew your mind and put up correct thoughts on you, you won't come out with what is real. So reset the mind is how to empower women, young girls, to renew their minds and bring them to their inheritance.
So you're resetting, you're renewing, you're changing the mindset of women. You want to renew, you have those old ideas, you take them out, bring in new ideas that will make a woman, I mean, move on. She needs to grow. She needs to embrace the new ideas, right? And we're talking about children too on holidays. We need to renew their minds. Now, how do you renew the minds of children on long vacation right now?
All right, thank you once more again. For me to renew a child during the holidays, first, I know dialogue matters a lot. If you don't dialogue with your children, therefore you are not doing anything as a mother. Because if you just say, no, I'll tell them do this, I'll tell them do this, no, you will not help them. And if you want to renew the mind of a child, like let me set an example, we have toddlers at home. So to renew the mind of that toddler, you know they forget a lot. So as you are talking to that child, talk to the child that arrange the house. Don't, when you talk, help the child to arrange the house. Don't just
you're teaching, you're talking,
you're teaching and talking, because we will keep teaching and we'll keep talking as mothers. So you tell the child, take this thing, put it here, and this is how it's supposed to be. As you are telling the child, you're showing the child. And be mindful of the child. You turn and see the child after 2 hours has scattered what is just arranged. So you will renew the mind of the child of keep talking, keep arranging. If not, that child would just be loose.
All right. Thank you so much. I want to get back to we have 2 principals here. We are just honored to have them here. And I want to start with the principal of government bilingual high school, Mabanda. Now, what do you tell children when they're about to go on holidays? What do you tell them? Because throughout the year, you know the problems. You see violence in school. You see this, you see that. Now, when they're going on holidays, I know they're going out to stay with your parents. What advice? What do you tell them? What do you tell the kids?
Thank you, Madam Maureen. We make them to understand that this is a period to assist their parents. Because we have the new school year to start. If you are such a student who cannot help their parents, know that at the end of it, you are going to suffer, because some parents, during the holidays, you did not help me, I will not pay your fees. So do everything to assist your parents. And I'm sure that is it.
So by doing what exactly? You can say assist your parents. Some children just go and sit. They say you should assist. You can just assist by eating.
No, there are many ways of assisting your parents. For the bigger ones, what their mother was doing, like doing the kitchen work, they assist at the level of the kitchen work. For the others, they help in the junior ones are all encouraged to sweep and to do other things.
All right, do you actually call parents, like if children were wayward during the 9 months in school when they're going on long vacations, you have this conversation with parents like your child has been like this, take this time during this long vacation and see how you can shape the child's mindset?
Yes, especially those bad ones. We have a team, the guardian and counseling team in the schools. So all of those cases, we refer them to the counseling department, that they work with the children and the parents. Because if that is not done, we are going to get the result next term, which makes us easier either to keep the child or to send the child away. It means you, the parent, because if there's a disciplinary council will tell you that you came, you were advised, but you did not do your job.
All right. Is it the same thing with you, Dr. Ekwala? What do you tell the children when they're going on long vacation? Because the message does not only go to the children, to the parents as well.
Yeah, we tell them to be productive. Help your parents with whatever they are doing. If they are selling in the market, you go there and give them a helping hand. If they are selling food somewhere, you go there and give them a helping hand. We ask them to do that. Give a helping hand to their parents.
Have you had the chance to talk to the mothers themselves of these parents, of these children? Like telling them what to do, the advising them what to do with their children? Because we might have children that have been like wayward throughout the 9 months studying in school, and they're going on a long vacation. If the children and eye is not like kept on the child can even get worse. And starting school in September again can be something different, complicated issue.
Yes, just like the principal of GBHS, Mabanda, said, those stubborn children or the ones who've discovered some negative traits, we invite their parents and we tell them, even though some come and claim that their children are angels, by the time they claim, we bring the whole panel, the discipline masters, the vice principals. This one say, this day your child did this. Boy, did you do that? Girl, did you? Yes. The woman will say,
Some parents don't even know their children.
So when they know what their children are doing that are negative, it will help them. We always tell them, it will help them to go back and see what they can do.
All right. Pastor, you're equally a founder of a school. Now, what are those problems that you get from the children before they even go on holidays, and you think that must be trashed, or the parents need to keep an eye on it so that they try to reshape the child's mindset?
Oh, thank you very much, Madam Maureen. One of the things I discovered was the behavioral patterns of the children. There are children that are already upright, and there are some that the parents still need to put an eye on them. So in our school, it is some sort of it's a private school, not some sort of a private school, and we have a one-on-one with the parents before they even go on holidays. We tell them on the capabilities of their children and how they can help some of them to grow on the skills, because when children are coming to school, some parents have a mindset on what they want the children to do, and some of it, there's no time to do it during the school hours. You can do it during holidays. We can tell you, you can put the child to do maybe the culinary arts or this, so try let the child be strong on those skills and all of that. And those with very difficult behaviors, we have tried to discipline them, because at times it's not just the school. I think there's a mechanism where the forces of law and order, we can call for them when it's really to a certain level.
Before we reach the point of forces of law and order, the mothers, the parents have a big role to play there.
They have a big role, but there are children that I can say some are above them, because they themselves have carried their responsibility and put on the school, and they are the ones who tell us, because there are things you cannot do to your child and you want other people to do to your child. So with your acceptance, or maybe with your word from you, we are going to discipline the child like this. Imagine a parent having a child who is, let me say, 20 years old, and she's tired because she has been talking and talking. She and the husband have done all what they could do. So what is the measure? It will not be up to you to come and carry some other person's load. Invite the law of forces of law and order, and then when they come in, then together, and we have succeeded like that. I, for one, have brought up a child like that.
When you call them, that the same parents who come begging, that please, madam, call back that they can release my child, we are going to see what to do. So it's really a complicated situation.
In bigger government schools, yes, it's very difficult with the number of children.
All right, now, how do you balance chores for children at home? Because you tend to find girls working more than boys. Now, how do you make sure that you balance the chores for both sex, Maureen?
Yeah, it is possible to balance the choice for children at home. Very possible. I, for one, I come from a home that there is no difference between a girl and a boy. Everybody does everything. At times, there are days that there are boys that are cooking. At times, there are days that there are girls that are cooking. So, in our house, we do not know the issue of you are the one to do this, you are the one to do that. No. So, likewise, in my home, I'm also training my children in the same way, and out there I also train women in the same way. And there is one thing about children. There is this word, bad children. I don't believe a child is bad. I don't believe any child is bad. I know what happens to children is ignorance. Ignorance takes the children to the states where they are. So actually, as a child, the Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 22 verse 6 that train up a child in the way he should grow, so that when he grows, he should not depart from it. So you as a mother is the one to train up the child in the way that a child should grow, so that when that child grows, the child should not depart from it. So if you don't train up that child the right way, that child will be ignorant of everything, and the child will start calling the society a bad child. There's no bad child.
All right. Now, how do you balance chores at home, doctor?
Definitely, for me, there is that role stereotype where girls do the work in the kitchen, they do the cooking, boys dry clean, they pick around, they clear grass. So I'll try to balance.
Balance in a way that all chores, I mean, a girl and a boy can do the same chores, right?
Girls can go and pick, clear grass around. Boys can go to the kitchen. Even if they cook and it's salty, they will eat that day and they will learn.
All right, Principal Ojo, I'm seeing you itching to say something there.
No, I do that through competition.
Okay.
Yes, we say that, okay.
That's interesting.
Today, somebody has to cook for the house. Okay, it's your turn. Come out with the list, you get money, and then you cook, whether you are a boy or you are a girl.
All right. All right, at this point, at this period in time, girls are more exposed than the boys. How do you care for the girl child during this period, during this holiday? Because I have a lot of girls that before the vacation, this long vacation comes, and end already pregnant. So as mothers, how do you keep an eye on the girl child? How do you protect her? Most especially the girl child.
The girl child, yes. For example, because I have a girl and I always talk to her and I make her, because at the level of, let me say from 14 and above, it's already the friendship stage. Because you don't scold too much at that age, you let the child become so used to you and you both can talk. So what I do is, I make sure she relates with what is happening in the neighborhood and what is to happen in school. So, and she's an open type, so she can talk what happens, and you can also try to mentor her, because a child that talks asks questions.
Okay.
So yes, she's inquisitive, and you tell her this, that. Even with menstrual periods, the menstruation, some children begin, but during these holidays. So when mothers are not too attentive to their children, it's also a difficult task, because they will learn. Some of them, you go and you discover that they have cut up their clothes and they are doing their partying on their own. Yes, before you even discover it's gone, especially when the children are not yours and they are with you for holidays. So you need to really put an eye on them, bring them closer, talking lovingly, friendship wise, than too much harsh discipline.
Maureen, is it the same case?
Very the same
bringing
case.
the children up.
Bring the children very close to you.
Okay.
Always dialogue with them. Time with that number.
The girls.
And don't forget to teach them about sex education.
Yeah.
That is what most of us parents, especially mothers, we always shy to teach our children about sex education. But it is right for us to always teach our children about sex education. They should not get it out there. By the way, in schools nowadays, for class 3, child knows already about sex education. Being taught in school.
Form one.
She's talking about class 3 in primary school.
Primary. Okay. I'm saying, with respect to what I've seen from my daughter's book, yes, they started teaching her sex education in class 3. So we have to be very close to them, because they already know certain things don't like. So teach them the sex education and be open to them. Don't make as if you are hiding some part of it, because if you hide it, they will see it in the gadget that you are giving them. When they will go to the gadget, they will go and type sex in Google, and they will see what sex is all about. And we know in the social media they don't cover everything, and it is open. So one thing about the gadget we give to children, I would advise parents out there, and especially mothers, that for you to keep your children, when you give them gadget, please quote some of the apps, quote some of the because there are some videos, let me say movies box, that when the children click into the movies box, don't maybe just to watch a simple a film, you tend to see that your child is watching what you don't want the child to see. But if you know that that is what is there, before you are handing them the phone, because some will watch what they call cartoons on phone the whole day, and they will not bother you, and you will be happy that they are not bothering you. But when there is that movie box in the phone, they might tend to continue watching what you don't want them to see. So quote it.
All right. So how do you make sure that the child enjoys the holiday? Way? How should the mother really plan this long vacation? Because about planning, you don't just, you know that the long vacation was coming, you need to plan something.
Yeah.
So how do you plan it? And how does the planning begin? Where do you begin? Because you didn't just wake up and you just found out that the children are already on holidays. It means that you're supposed to know that children are already on holidays. Now, this holiday, what do I do to them? How do you plan it for these 3 months?
The 3 months is actually long.
Very long.
That if you don't really plan it well, the children will become bored, and who knows. So planning should be on daily basis. Don't come and sit and give a long plan that you might not even follow. As you sleep in the night, you are planning for the next day. As you get up after the prayer session, it's okay. Today, this is what we have to do. This is what we have to do. That is, we should make time for these children.
All right.
Yes, we should make time. After prayers in the morning, we'll give the program. And when you do it like that every day, they will not even know the program ahead of time. You'll surprise them with a lot of activities the next day.
All right. Now, Doctor, how should mothers plan effectively while managing their businesses and their jobs? Because you have working mothers.
It's not easy.
You have your business out there. So, but you need to care for the child. And you also need to remember that she was on holidays or he was on holidays.
That's quite difficult. You cannot be omnipresent like God at work and at home at the same time.
Okay.
But while you are at work, let there be some adults that can put an eye on the child while the child is at home. Like for me, my mother is at home and she's quite a disciplinarian. She's running there, telling them, stop, don't touch that, controlling them. Because if there is no adult to control them, it will be terrible.
Okay. Pastor, is it the same control mechanisms at the level of your home or in other homes you've seen?
At the level of my home, I'll start with myself because I can say my planification is not daily, it is monthly. Yes. And maybe I can even plan for the whole holidays. Because before it's holidays, I bring them and we talk, what are we going to do? What are we supposed to do? They'll tell me, I want to do this, I want to do this. At what time do you want to do it? Let me know. Okay.
Because you're investing on them, right? Because,
yes.
Because when I talk about planning, it's a whole lot of budgeting. Because you know that the child has to do maybe catering, the budget maybe is when it costs me 10,000 francs, times 3 children is how much?
It's how much,
if they are going on holidays, what are they going with? If they are staying home, what I mean, real planning.
Real planning. So they bring what they want to do and I modify it and I tell them, instead of doing this, we are going to do this. And before you know it, holidays will be over. So my own planning is not something too difficult. And because I have children who are bigger, and the small ones, I'm always instead taking people's children out that are smaller because I also want to mix with this baby kind of to see, yes, because I've already way past that stage and I want to see how they will be able, because I'm bringing those toddlers home to see if they as girls can take care of children.
Now, Maureen, have you ever rejected a child that was sent to you on holidays? Maybe they didn't call you, just saw your child coming for holidays without pre-notice?
Actually, I would not like that. But if it happens, I will receive the child. I'm a children church pastor, so I'm used to with children. So if a child is coming to my house without pre-notice, when the child comes, I will call the parents to find out the reasons why the child came.
All right.
Yes. And
because
if they give me the reasons why the child came, I will know how long is the child going to stay.
All right.
Yes. When I know how long the child is going to stay, I will know how to plan how the child will be mingling with my own children, how they will be coping up, and so on and so forth. Because I know it is not easy to take a different behavior and bring them together.
A woman that is here to give an advice to other women that are watching right now. Maybe look at your camera. Pastor, you're talking to a woman out, you're giving her advice on how to take care of protective measures during these holidays for the children. Just in a few words, 30 seconds.
Thank you so much. What I can say is be watchful to your children and be there for them. Try to listen to them, dialogue with them, and let them do crafts, let them gain skills. Don't just keep them at home and say it's holidays. They should be watching, and gadgets you've given them, please try to code it, because for me, I have a child who is on TikTok, but she's on TikTok in a week for 3 hours.
All right.
So try to modify.
Madam Principal?
Yes, the advice I can give to parents out there is that they should give a listening ear to the children, advise them on daily basis. That is, they should make the children their friends, whether they are your own or not yours, because it's not easy. Outside is really, really difficult.
And to engage them in activities, right?
Yes, to engage them in serious activities, be it at home or out of the house.
All right, and out of the house, you need to check.
Yes.
Vera, you're looking at your camera the other way.
Okay, aligned with what my sisters already said and my mothers, I would just like to say that the parents should reinforce their boundaries. I mean the children's boundaries. They should reinforce, and then they should also monitor all what they're doing, especially the programs they watch on TV. They should be part of the program that they watch on TV. They should watch with them so that they'll be able to answer some appropriate questions.
All right, thank you so much.
To keep the children intact.
Thank you, Vera. Doctor?
Thank you, Madam
Yeah,
Maureen.
looking at your camera the other way.
Thank you very much. This is the period that parents have to be extra cautious. They have to be very, very vigilant. Take good care of them, advise them. Those children have ears. They have a long-term memory to store information. Keep talking, keep advising them, keep controlling them, and don't allow them to be loose. Make sure they learn a trade. Let them learn something that will help them in their lifetime, instead of just watching television. And I still take my stand. The younger ones that are not yet in the university, don't give them phones. They won't die. Don't give them phones. Give phones only to the ones in the university. And above all, pray, let the Almighty God help you in the upbringing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And Pastor is Ichi. She wants to say something again. Just
please,
seconds to
I
go.
just want to plead that those parents that are financially buoyant, they should look back into their families and try to look for those that are unable to send back their kids to school. With these holidays, you can be chipping in something, 1 or 2, and then support them, because the reasons why parents are taking their children out for holidays most of the times is that they are not able for back to school. So if you can assist them, we'll be grateful. Thank you so much.
That's true, madam. For that one is good, but I'm sure with what is happening out there, it's not at times very, very advisable. You give money to somebody, becomes this nyungu money. It might be my child has died because
in
of
the family, at least in the family.
It's the very family I'm talking here. Problems are from the families.
Okay. All right, thank you. I think the messages have gone through. We want to thank you all women, and we are blessed to have you all women who have impacted other women. I'm sure that have listened to the program. They took down something that has changed your mindset, and at least a guide that will help them care and protect their children while on this long vacation. Thank you so much to the principals. Madam Principals are here today creating time. Thank you, Vera. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Mommy Pastor that is here. Thank you all for watching the program. The program was Women and Leadership. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.